Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Nice to see you. How we doing? We all good? Good, good. Back to business this weekend in the Premier League, game week 14. Before I get into that, like the video, subscribe if you want. You haven't got to. Appreciate it if you do. What a night. I've just had in the Europa League. Absolute belter night. Just spun 20 quid into 117. We took Freiburg, West Ham, Brighton, Bayer Leverkusen, Aston Villa, five of the best. I also had Cody Gakpo to have a shot on target in each half. Fucking nice one. Nice one. Can't complain with that. But that's that. It's time for the Premier League. First game, just get right into it. Arsenal v Wolves. There's no early kickoff on Saturday, so they're all 3 o'clock. We've got an R5 game. We've actually got a late game at 8 o'clock too, so quite happy about that. Arsenal v Wolves. Arsenal have won 4 in a row, 2 in the league, 2 in the Champions League. Scored first in 4 of the last 5. Actually won the last 4 games against Wolves as well. When did these last play? So these played each other at the Emirates at the end of last season, and Arsenal absolutely battered them. It was 5-0. The last 5 Wolves games have seen 3 or more goals. 10 of the last Wolves games, both teams have scored. No clean sheet in the last 11, and no clean sheet in the last 18 games coming up against Arsenal. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward in my opinion. No major no major injuries for Arsenal. You know, they've got pretty much no one out. Wolves, on the other hand, don't know whether Pedro Neto is going to be back. Can't see it. No Joao Gomez, no Mario Lemina. That is massive. That's a massive injury blow for Wolves. I have got no problem taking Arsenal to win this one. I've got no problem with taking over 2.5 goals. Nice and easy. Next game is Brentford v Luton. I haven't got much for this. No clean sheet in the last 3 for Brentford. No clean sheet in the last 16 for Luton. 4 of Luton's last 5, both teams have scored. Brentford have scored the first goal in the 5 of their last 7. Luton have also conceded the first goal in 5 of their last 7. I think four of the last 5 times these have played each other have seen 3 or more goals. Not much to go off, you know what I mean? Brentford always score past Luton. That's the most solid one I can give you. The last 8 games they've scored in every one. Gotta fancy Brentford to take this one at home. Although I'd say Luton have troubled a couple of people. Like, they drew with us, they beat Everton, you know, Man United barely beat them. And I'd say I've definitely changed my tune from the start of the season. I'd say Luton have probably got the best chance of staying up out of the 3 that got promoted. But nevertheless, Brentford win. I think Brian Mbeumo definitely bags a goal in this one as well. I've just put him in my fantasy footy team. Moving on, game number 3. Absolute stinker. Burnley versus Sheffield United. And crap game this. I couldn't even tell you who to pick. I'd say I usually favour the home team in this one, but Burnley have lost 7 games in a row. Fucking poor. So poor from Burnley. 7 of the last 8 Burnley games have seen over 2.5. 5 of the last 6 Sheffield United games have also seen over 2.5. But with that being said, 5 of the last 6 times these have actually played each other has seen under 2.5. So I don't know what to tell you. What are we doing here? Can't be betting on this one. There's well better games to spend your money on. I just would stay far away from this one. Let me know what you think about that. I've got jack shit for that one. Next game, not much better. To be honest with you, it's Forest v Everton. So we haven't really got much off these as well. You know, the last 2 games have actually been a draw. Both teams have scored. And then you're going back to the 90s. Actually, to be specific, the 30th of January 1999 was 3 games ago for these. So yeah, previous 2 finished in a draw. 4 of Forest's last 5 have seen 3 or more goals. No clean sheet for Everton in the last 3. I feel a lot more comfortable taking Forest at home than I do Everton away. Don't know what the odds are. I imagine Forest are going to be a favourite. I'd maybe just take them. If you're sticking an accumulator on Forest to win or draw, couldn't talk it off that. Couldn't talk it off it whatsoever. Once again, not an official from me on that. But this game, though, next one, Newcastle versus Man United, and I've been waiting for this. 4 of the last 5 times these have played have seen under 2.5 goals. No losses in the last 3 games for Man United, but let's face it, they beat Everton, they beat Luton, and they've just absolutely shat the bed against Galatasaray last night. 5 of the last 7 United games have seen 3 or more goals. 4 of the last 5 Newcastle games have seen under 2.5. No clean sheet for Newcastle in the last 4. Man United do tend to score first 5 out of 5 for that. Look, when they played Everton the other week, I don't know whether you remember, but Man United conceded 24 shots. All right, I think it was like 6 on target, 12 off target, and then obviously it's going to be 6 blocked, but 24 shots you're conceding to Everton. If you give Newcastle half of them chances, you're going to get slaughtered, especially at St James's Park. This is going to be a bittersweet one for me because I don't really want Newcastle to win, but at the same time, you're fucked if you think I want United to win. I'm taking Newcastle to win this one all day. I think Alexander Isak pops up with a goal in about 15, 20 minutes, and then that's it then. The United heads just slump, don't they, as they always do. Nice and easy. Oh shit, let me just get rid of that. Newcastle win. Don't overthink it. Maybe just look at the under. I'd say take the under, but Man United is shit away from home. Newcastle could just pepper about 3 or 4 past them, so take the win. Or Newcastle to win either half. That's just as good. That's it for Saturday. So Sunday's games. Next one, we've got Bournemouth versus Aston Villa. Don't know whether I'm going to be having a go on this one. Villa have won 3 in a row. They've won 4 in a row now. They've just beat Legia Warsaw tonight in the Conference League. No clean sheet in the last 9 games. 7 of the last 9 is no 7 of the last 8. Sorry, my writing's terrible. I've seen 3 or more goals with Aston Villa, and the exact same with Bournemouth. 7 of the last 8, 3 or more goals. I just think it's goals, goals, goals all the way in this. I really do. Both teams have scored 5 of the last 6 for Bournemouth, 7 of the last 8 for Aston Villa. You know, the last 5 times these have played each other, 4 of them have seen 3 or more. Bournemouth have actually scored first in 4 of the last 5 against Villa as well. I don't really know what to do. Like, I was watching Aston Villa before, and to say they're not the same without Ollie Watkins is just that's very obvious in it. But they did manage. They still managed to win. I just don't know how comfortable I am taking an Aston Villa win, especially with having a game tonight away to Bournemouth. I don't know. I've said it in the past couple of videos, haven't I? Dominic Solanke is so underrated, man. Solanke is such an underrated striker. He could easily get one against Aston Villa. All the signs are pointing to both teams are going to score. There's definitely going to be goals in this. Who comes out victorious? I'm not so sure. I'd stay away from a result. I'd just take the over 2.5, or at least a goal to be scored in both halves. Don't overthink it. Nice and easy. Game number 7 is Chelsea v Brighton. Now, Chelsea haven't actually beat Brighton in the league for years. I know they beat them in the League Cup not that long ago, and then they beat them before that, but it was a friendly game, weren't it? I think the last time they beat them in the league was 2020. Brighton unbeaten now in the last 7 games. They won tonight, under 2.5 goals, 6 of the last 7. Both teams have scored 4 of the last 5. What I do like with Brighton as well is first half wins. They tend to be pulling it off. 4 of the last 5 games, they've actually won the first half. Chelsea, on the other hand, what is this team? I'm convinced this team isn't even real anymore. I just don't know what to do with Chelsea. Like, 5 of the last 7, seen over 2.5. No clean sheet in the last 3. Both teams have scored 5 out of the last 7 games for Chelsea. This pairs up perfectly with the previous stats I've just mentioned for Brighton. So Brighton win the first half, 4 out of the last 5. Chelsea concede the first goal, 4 of the last 5. Like, okay, Brighton are still riddled with injuries. I think it's only going to be Matoma that might be back, but I'm not sure. Estepinian's out, Lewis Dunk's out, Solly March is out, Ansu Fati's out, and then Cisso's out. Like, Chelsea are going to be without Reece James, but does that even make a difference? Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm struggling to find the value in this game, I really am. I mean, Brighton barely won tonight. Just about scraped the win tonight. Brighton to win either half might be a decent little punt. You'll get really good odds on that. I would imagine so anyway. I don't know, can't be asked. Brighton to win either half. Couldn't talk it off it. Couldn't talk it off it. Both teams to score as well, probably. Like Chelsea will probably bag one past Brighton, let's be real. I don't think I'm going to be betting on this one. I haven't got nothing as of yet. We've only got 3 more now, so game number 8, Liverpool v Fulham. This should be a quick one here. We played these the end of last season, beat them 1-0. No clean sheet in 9 for Fulham. Both teams have scored 4 out of the last 5 games for both of us, so Liverpool and Fulham. 5 of our last 7 have seen 3 or more goals. This is a tougher match than it looks. You know, you see Liverpool playing Fulham at Anfield, you think, oh, we should have goals in this. Fulham are deceivingly good. Like, they can hold shape, and especially with João Palhinha in your midfield, mate, fucking hell, he's a nightmare. That man is a rock to get past. It should just be a nice win. Nice and easy Liverpool win. Don't overthink it. I'll be sorting some boosts and that for this game as well, but Liverpool win, you can't go wrong with it. I'm not too sure about the total. I'm not too sure who's going to be playing for Fulham either, so maybe stay away from the goals. You'd fancy, like I said, you'd fancy us to put 2 or 3 past them, but you just can't be sure, can you? Hopefully, yeah. I think we just win it. I think it's just a nice win. Simple as that. Game number 9, West Ham v Palace. This is a hard one. This is a real hard one. West Ham. I don't know whether you watched that game tonight, but oh my god, I said Brighton scraped the win. West Ham scraped that was a smashing grab. I can't remember who scored. Was it Thomas Suchek? Was it? Was it Thomas Suchek scored? It was right at the end. Added time. Not much left in it. It was going for a draw, and he just stole it on them. Fair play to him. Loads of stats for this one. Both teams have scored 10 out of 10 for this game. Over the 2.5, it's 5 out of the last 5 as well. So goals, goals, goals. No clean sheet in 12 for West Ham, and no clean sheet in 18 games for Palace when they've been playing each other. So that's head to head. West Ham have won 4 in a row now. Over 2.5, 4 out of 5 for both teams actually. This is just a tough game to pick. I'm not so convinced on all these goals and all these fucking stats popping out at me. Both teams have scored 4 out of the last 5 West Ham games. Palace have actually conceded the first goal for their last 5 games as well. Look, pretty similar to my trail of thought on the Forest and Everton game. I am a lot more comfortable taking West Ham at home than I am to Crystal Palace away. The exact same in the reverse fixture as well. If this was the other way around, I'd be a lot more comfortable taking Palace. Can't take them here. Got to be West Ham to win. I imagine they're going to be a favourite. I don't know what the double chance will be. West Ham to win or draw. Both teams to score as well. Like I said, it's hit 10 out of the last 10 times. If it doesn't hit on the weekend, then you're just fucking unlucky, aren't you? Couldn't talk it off that. I think West Ham get it done. And the last game of the weekend is Man City versus Spurs. I wonder what's going to happen here, eh? Fucking hell. I say that Spurs have actually scored first in this fixture 4 of the last 5 times. But we've lost 3 in a row in the league now. All them injury, we said this, didn't we? It's going to take one injury and the whole fucking house of cards just going to come tumbling down in it. no Maddison, no Mickey van der Ven. They're the main two. They're the main two quality footballers. Um, yeah, lost 3 in a row. No losses in the last 8 for Man City. 7 of City's last 8 have seen over 2.5. 8 of Spurs' last 10 have seen over 2.5. Both teams have scored pretty much all the time. 4 out of 5 for City, 8 out of 10 for Spurs. Like, well, I don't even know why I'm wasting my fucking breath on these. I really don't. We all know what we're going to do on this game, don't we? Man City have been the first to score 7 out of the last 8. Spurs have scored first 7 out of their last 7. That doesn't mean shit. They're not going to do fuck all against Man City. Man City will win this and there'll be over 2.5 goals. Double it up, stick it on your accumulator, stick a unit on it, do what you want. Do what you want. That's the banker. That's the one that can't fail. Lock it in. That's all of them. That's all of them. 10 of the best. I'll say 10 of the best. I'll say about 4 of the best, but a lot of filler. A lot of filler this weekend, but footy's footy. Officials. I don't know what I'm going for officially, so look, I pick one out before. So if you just go for Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Man City, you'll get about 2.5 to 1 for that. That's a solid little banker for over the weekend. There is some odds for, so on Saturday, if you were to just take all the home teams, you would get you'd get 16 to 1. So if you took Arsenal, Brentford, Burnley, Forest, Newcastle, 16 to 1. Really, really tasty odds. Me personally, I wouldn't bet a fucking bean on that Burnley team. I just wouldn't. Like, no. I'd rather just go and buy something from the shop instead. I really would. Goal scorers. We usually do goal scorers, don't we? Arsenal, that speaks for itself. Any of them could fucking pop up at one. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. I'd say Bukayo Saka, play it safe. Brentford, as I mentioned, Brian Mbeumo will definitely get one for them. Don't know what's going to happen. Burnley, Sheffield, Forest, Everton, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Just, yeah, who else? I'd say he pops up one. Newcastle, Alexander Isak, all day for me, all day. Bournemouth, Villa, Dominic Solanke, Chelsea, Brighton, for God knows. Who even plays for like Chelsea anymore? Like Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling will probably pop up one if Evan Ferguson plays as well. I always fancy him for a goal. Liverpool, I think Salah just absolutely cooks Fulham. I really do. West Ham, I've been having a little sprinkle on Mohamed Kudus. I think Kudus is a fantastic player, but I don't even know whether I think he's injured actually. He weren't even in the squad tonight, or whether he's just resting him. I'm not too sure. Have a look at that. City and Spurs. I don't know. Everybody probably scores for City. Haaland will score. Alvarez could score. Fucking Jeremy Doku. And I imagine about 60, 70 minutes in, if it's a draw, the Spurs defence will just part like the Red Sea and allow Rodri to bang a fucking screamer in from about 70 yards out. So, yeah, anybody. That's all of them. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you watching. Like if you want. Subscribe if you would. You know, just be cool and subscribe. You may as well if you got this far. And yeah, enjoy the football. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Nice seeing you. Let's go win some cash. I'll see you in a bit.